As days of spirits draw so near, the veil grows thin indeed. The ghosts lean close, the fires breathe, the old ones call to men. Tonight we pull the curtain back, truth and terror blend. For Halloween brings real-world frights, not tales that poets pen. So Batman hashes cruel mind, the harvest moon is spun. The sea remembers, flames awaken, night and day are one. Our log tonight sails south of home, through fog and blood entwined, where Union Square once showed its teeth and nearly captured mine. Yo-yo crew, this log sails south of home, where bay and skyline gleam, where fog unrolls its silver cloth and hides a darker scene. We flew in late to San Fran town, the city bright and loud, a crew to catch in days ahead, our spirits clear and proud. The jet touched down and taxi hissed through neon damp and light. Glass towers blinked like watchful eyes, the air was cold that night. Our hotel stood near Union Square, Victorian bones and pride. A ground facade with velvet breath and shadows tucked inside. The carpet smelled of sea-wet wool, the rails were oiled and worn. The lobby clock that ticked too loud as if to mock the morn. We walked the hall, the keys in hand, the darkness breathed a chord. An interior courtyard gaped within as hollow as the morn. No moonlight touched its ivory ribs, the air was damp and deep. I whispered, "This is where it hides," and felt my stomach creep. The windows there were sashed and tall, their catches loose, untried. I locked them all with steady hands, no gate would open wide. Then knowledge struck, a lightning truth, no thought could twist or bend. The knowing burned behind my eyes. Vampires don't pretend. I froze. Karen saw my face go pale and caught my trembling hand. "What's wrong?" she asked. I heard her myself. "They're real, they're close, they stand. Not legend, told by candlelight, not rumor from the shore, but certainty that sealed the room and barred the corridor. I am Wagwa's son, forgetful, yes, till spirits make it plain. When voices warn, they're never wrong. They hide behind the vein." We latched the door, we checked the hall. I slid each window tight, and whispered words of cedar smoke to guard us through the night. We slept because exhaustion won. The mind stood guard instead, and dreams were stitched with rust and flame, and echoes of the dead. Before the sun had climbed the roofs, we left that guarded room. The city caught between the dark and day's uncertain blue. The sun was rising, faint and shy, a copper line of fire. Street lamps blinked their tired eyes, and dozed beside the wire. Karen laughed of dim sum feasts, of markets just ahead. Her voice was bright, but mine was drawn to something else instead. Half a block ahead he stood, a man of daunting height, balancing on the curb-still thin edge, arms raised to greet the light. His coat was cut from other years, his collar high and neat. A gentleman from ages past that dawn refused to greet. His skin was pale, his movement still, his eyes beneath the brim reflected red from traffic flow. No life remained in him. A police car drifted through the cross, its tires whispering rain. Inside, two stunned officers, their faces tight and strained. The driver's mouth hung open. Mute, his partner leaned in tight, both staring at that bouncing man beneath the paling light. Their cruiser crept across the square, unwilling to draw near. Even lost was helpless then, transfixed by ancient fear. Still Karen spoke of Chinatown. She hadn't seen him yet. I raised my arm to block her way. "Just wait," I said, "not yet." She bumped my sleeve, looked up and froze. Her laughter turned to ash. We stepped around the towering shade, afraid to cause a clash. We crossed the lane. The dawn grew gold. Our footsteps echoed slow. We turned to look, and he was gone, dissolved in morning's glow. No door had moved, no alley gate, no footstep marked retreat. The street lay empty, washed in gold, save one parked police seat. That cruiser idled lone and cold, its cabin blank stared. Two uniforms still watching on, as if he hovered there. The world resumed its breathing then, the city woke to sound. We carried on to Chinatown, to tread the living ground. Years passed, the truth returned one night, as tides had never ceased. Aboard our yacht, full moon and light, the sea denied us peace. I fell into a tainted vampire lore of hunger's endless thread. The lights went out, the mics was dead, the camera froze instead. A pressure hummed through circuitry, a whisper through the wire. A chill that tasted metal salt and stirred the sleeping fire. I felt that presence come again, to test a way to know that something old still walked the waves and wouldn't let it go. They say such myths were born of ills, disease or shallow grave. Yet every shore repeats the thirst no science yet can save. The vampire and others too, each culture knows the name. The hunger travels, centuries span, the fear remains the same. And often could I wonder still, why was I made to know? Perhaps the knowing was the shield that kept the dog from woe. If Karen hadn't felt my arm, if warning hadn't come, would sunrise find her in his grasp, her heartbeat drowned in dumb? I see that frozen officer, the fog against his skin, the empty street, the fading shape, the dark that stared within. Had Karen vanished in that hour, would fate awaited me. They'd mark me mad, confine my words, and throw away the key. But knowledge came and faith obeyed. We sealed that haunted door, and walked around the waiting thing that watched beside the door. Believes no madness when it saves a soul from hunger's claw. I'll trust the voice that warns in time. It's truth, not fatal flaw. So mark this log my steadfast crew when Halloween rolls round. Remember, some still walk the streets where ancient thirst is found. Lock windows high, keep reason close, let instinct be your guide. For sometimes faith and fear must join to keep the flame inside. A police car's vacant stare, a warning whispered there. Lock up, look out, and trust the spark of spirit world has spun. But what was fire walks again, and Halloween's begun. So into this log crew, Halloween still hums upon the tide. The moon slips west, the candles fade, yet truth won't step aside. Have a scary tale to tell, and throw us a line tonight at ghostboatadventures@gmail.com. We'll keep your stories light. Help keep Ghost Boat afloat, my friends. Donation links in the About section. For sailors toss a coin before they go. Till next we sail through mist and myth where the mortal maps are ghosts. This is Captain Jordan and his crew of ghosts. Over.